I think this comes down to I was proud of the effort. Certainly, a lot of our guys flat out, we need to play better football. And they talk about take care of the football. Turning it over is hard, and then when you turn it over, backed up and get the opponent's red zone for you, that's hard. And then you've got 2 stops and special teams penalties. Cost that, another special teams penalty on kickoff return. So we've just got to play better football, and it starts with me as a coach and our coaches, and we got guys put it out there. We've got to play smarter and better football to give yourself a chance. And we knew going in, this is a good team, and it was going to be a fight, and we do other things to make it that much tougher. It ends up being a hard recipe.
How much is that from the line as far as the West today?
I think that every time we play, there's something on the line, and whatever happens at the end. And I believe this last year, every year I've coached, that the conversation might be what's on the line right now, but it's not until you're done playing the season. That's when you earn the right for whatever you get. And so I think when you prepare all week and get to play this game and you put yourself all out there, that's going to hurt any player. It doesn't matter what's on the line or into whatever the player season. We got to make sure we do a good job of playing one game at a time.
What were your impressions of Jack in his first start?
Well, I thought, certainly did some good things, and yet, there's some, I think when you go back and look at the film, there's going to be some areas where you can learn from it. And you know what? It's the same for any player on this team, right? I mean, you want them to play flawless, and yet that seldom happens with any player. And so I was proud of the way he played and handled it, and approached the week with the uncertainty of whether he was going or not. And then as the week progressed, kind of had an idea, okay, he's going. And I thought he did a great job preparing that way. And he's competitive, and certainly there's going to be some plays that he'd like back, and I'd like did some good things too.
Did you have to feel you had to scale back some things and not use the full complement of offense with a first time starter?
I think that there's probably a balance there that felt like we got to make sure we got a good plan against this defense, and early weren't sure kind of what the status would be, but didn't feel like that was part of the Jack he worked with the ones all week, and so didn't have anything in there that you felt like wasn't appropriate for the game plan and fit it. And I think early you wanted to be smart and make sure that just in calling it that you got a little bit of a rhythm and but not significantly where you said, well, we got to change it, or it didn't feel like you had to dumb it down or anything like that. And so I think it's helped that he's gotten a ton of work throughout the year. This is certainly his first action, game action this year. But I think you adjust it a little bit for each player, but not. We had the skill. I think what hurt us more than that was probably just not being as efficient on third down, and getting a rhythm going offensively. I think that affected our run game, and it's credit. We thought coming in it's a heck of a defense. Didn't think it would be easy by any means, but I think those probably impacted as much as who the quarterback was.
Is that fumbled exchange, Paul? Is that maybe inexperience between Taylor and Jack?
I don't know right now to say that, right? And I wouldn't know right now.
You mentioned mistakes. I think you had a 4th and 2. There was an incompletion in the end zone. And Hicks, it looked like he did not know where the ball was. Is that what you saw from the sideline? Just lost track of the ball?
Yeah, and kind of what our coverage was, you got to be on that one guy, and there's a number of the roughing, you got to stop, and we've been putting our defense in a lot of hard situations, and so there's some momentum to a stop, and then get that back, and then we had the holding on one punt, and then where it's then at the catch, where it's at, so then it's a huge deal. And I think we had another block in the back on a kickoff return, which really both of us, I think Dunner had a good return on the one punt return, and then we had a good return by Aaron. So we just didn't do enough didn't play good enough football, and didn't complement each other, or else take, one side or the other, take each other off the hook. And when we did, the second half, we had a really good field position and didn't get any points out of that one. You get limited opportunities, you gotta maximize them. We did.
Well, it seems like no matter who's quarterback, you've been saying the same thing about the offense all year, just now, rhythm, not getting in a rhythm.
Right.
What do you think, what's the cause of that? You have so much experience on this side.
Yeah, I think the cause is always, there's another component that you add to it, and those are the defense that you're playing. And I think, what we haven't been, there's been some games where we haven't been as consistent as you'd like to be, and that's an area that we've got to improve upon.
Well, you guys have to earn a timeout before you even play what happened.
It was, that's on me, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to start the game that way. And where it was at and what was happening with the group, we weren't getting out of the huddle fast enough and didn't want to start with a penalty.
When did Alex start screaming? When did you know that?
The start of the week on Monday, went in and spoke with our trainers, and then so that puts you into the protocol, and then you just kind of, as the week progresses, kind of see how he's progressing through it. So that's what we did.
Well, you've got a lot of leadership veterans in there. How challenging is it for those guys that are your leaders in the locker room?
It's an interesting question because they've got, I don't think it's challenging, they've got experience, they've got substance to them, right? Is it easy, or they don't wish they were going through this maybe, but you see it, this isn't the first bump that we've had, and quite honestly, I'm proud of the way that, some of our leaders are leading, and we're gonna continue to lean on them, and they've gotta be that, and, even in the locker room after this one, there's, it's taking place, and they didn't wait till the locker room, you saw it by the way they play and put it out there, and so, we've got a choice, that's how do we respond.
Paul, I know you never use injuries as an excuse, but as they continue to add up game to game to game, how does it affect everybody that's out there in terms of knowing who's next to you and who knows what to do and so forth?
Well, I think, there certainly is, that's a real issue that guys have to deal with. And just like, throughout a season, you have to deal with a lot of things, and that's certainly one of them. And you know what, you don't like, nobody likes injuries. You don't like seeing those kids lose opportunities of games, and when you play the game, you want to be playing with as good a team as you can, and yet, everyone's going. I think the reason why you can't use it as an excuse, everyone's going through it. The team we just played today, they've gone through a lot of them, and that's all part of it. It's also opportunity for others to step in.
Well, they've really had to defend on Thorson a lot this year, throwing the ball, now with successful. Their ability to run, keep your defense honest or off balance at times today.
Yeah, I think it does any offense if you can have some balance to it, and I think also the situations where they're going. Clearly early in the game, you got a sense that they're that certain point of the field they were going to taking 4 downs instead of 3, and that's again where the turnovers. You give them that short field, so you give them one more kick at the can, and then I think when they score, it's easier when you're always felt when you've got a lead, and you're running the ball, that change. So there's so many things that I think go into an end result or to answer the question. I do think it helps when you're running the ball, and certainly with him, and heck, he did it. We think of him as a passer, and he's a really good quarterback. A ton of respect for him. But, biggest play might have been, with his legs.
Jonathan, I'm curious, I think, was he dealing with anything injury-wise, or was it just?
No injuries. He was dealing with us not being, I think, consistent.
Can you talk about the decision, what went into giving Connor Allen the meetings today?
Where he was going in the week of practice, and thought that he would be best for us.
I know it's going to be how serious I am in tackle
I don't, I just saw him, in the locker room real quick, but I don't know on that one.
Anything else, Coach?